Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Averett Sports Network and Owen Fulton Field, as we are just moments away from the third game, the start of the third game in this USA South Conference series between the Pacers of William Peace University and your Averett University Cougars. We just completed the first game. Cougars on the unfortunate end on a 7-6 loss, and they will look to bounce back with that. I'm Davin Wilson, joined here today by Eddie Glenn Jr. Eddie, thanks for having me.
Oh, man, I appreciate you joining me today. It's, like I said, the third game of this series between these two teams, and it's a lot of baseball.
It is. A long day for everybody involved. Dallas Smithers getting the starting nod for the Cougars today. And meanwhile, Easton Payton leading things off for the Pacers, who moved to 14-14 on the year, 6-8 in the USA South with the victory. First pitch, fastball misses down and away. And excuse me, it was actually over for a strike. And the second offering from Smithers misses a little bit upstairs. And the count runs even at 1-1. And Eaton will send that one foul down the left field line, a little too skipper.
And Eaton's been at the top of the lineup the past two games, or Easton's been at the top of the lineup the past two games. A solid hitter here for William Peace, and he's got decent speed on him once he hits the bags.
And those leadoff guys, they always normally do. And that ball is sent out lazily to left center. It's going to drop in. It will split Averett's infield and outfield. And there's a leadoff single to start things off.
And Davin, other than a home run, that's pretty much the best ball you can get. Something right behind the infield, right in front of the outfield. Something that's pretty much a surefire bet to get you on base.
Well, and especially those little bloopers like that where really two or three people are in position to make the play. And it was just a little bit too much for the outfield to handle. And there is a bunt, but it is fouled.
Looks like he kind of reached on that bunt. Justin Torres, who in the first game played, he batted in his 2-hole. Last game, he batted down in the 9 slot. So he back to where he was in the first game.
And not a terrible bunt right there. It was just a little bit late on it, sent it the other way.
It looks like he reached a little bit on it. Looks like it was a little out of his range, but tried to force it.
Very few things as hard as dropping down a bunt. Got to be able to get that bat down off your – and pickoff move by Smithers, and that just about got Payton, but Payton goes head first back into first base, and Eddie, you don't see too many slides, head first slides into first base unless it is a pickoff move.
Definitely not the funnest thing for a runner to do. But speaking on those bunts that are hard to lay down, I think Fadano is one of the best right-handed bunters. And laying them down the third base line is one of the hardest things to do, but Fadano does it all too well.
He does, and it's just knowing how to square around your shoulder, square around your body, and getting the bunt down the opposite way. And, Eddie, we've got a little bit of teamwork here between Smithers and Tickle. And there's another pickoff throw. They actually played travel ball quite a bit together, then played out at Dan River High School under Sammy McCormick.
And anytime I think college can get two guys off the same team that are pretty good players, it really benefits the team because no matter where you put them, they're going to have a unsaid chemistry between the two of them. We have a couple of guys, that's played together on the basketball team, and the Contreras brothers and Bates, and then these guys now, they played high school ball together, so it's always good if you can get guys with a little bit of chemistry before the college to play on the same team. As that bunt goes back to Smithers. Smithers throwing Torres out. At first, the sacrifice does its job.
And Smithers doing a good job right there, knowing that he was not going to get that lead runner over at second. So just goes on over and gets the sure thing at first. Meanwhile, Payton moves up the 90 feet as Allred will come up now, the third baseman. Each team only with one lefty in the starting lineup here today. Tyler Tilson is that guy for the Pacers, while Bradley Tickle is the Cougars' sole lefty.
And Tilson cracked that one off of the batting facility yesterday, about 10 feet over the center field fence. I mean, he absolutely rocketed that ball.
Well, and Eddie, it's dead 400 to center, which is regulation by Major League ballpark. So if you're sending one out that far, and of course when you're sending up here, it doesn't look like it's that far, but getting down there behind that plate, it is no feat to be able to send one not only out at center field, but also over the hitting facility.
And which means it probably had another good 30 feet on it if it would have kept going. It's kind of like a field goal kicker when he kicks a 40-yard kick, but it's still carrying through the back net. It's got probably 110, 20 yards on it. So 0-2 count here.
So you see Smithers moving over there at second, trying to anticipate the pickoff move as Peyton has got a sizable lead over there. 0-2 coming into Smithers, and there's the pickoff move, and Vadano nearly got the tag on Peyton. Actually did get the tag on Peyton, but Peyton was back in standing.
I'll tell you what, Vadano's a tough player for this Averett team. He caught his finger on the back on the slide last game. Then I think he might have caught a knee to the head, or him and a runner collided towards the end of the game, but he was able to stay in and battle through it.
Well, and he also had that chopper in the, I believe, the first or second inning of the first game that he took off his chest, did a great job of staying with it and picking the ball up and transferring over and firing over to Tickle for the out.
And when you have older guys like that on a pretty much all-freshman team, that's something good for freshmen to see, something that they're going to want to follow up on and be just as good as, and that's something that Drew Bailey looks for from his older players.
And infield drawn in a little bit here, not too far in, but keeping the possibility open for a bunt here, of course, in the 3 spot. Very unlikely. So the 0-2 from Smithers, especially with 2 strikes, and that one's in the dirt. Great job by Hutchins to block there.
Hutchins, a solid player for this team, a transfer junior who has been absolutely phenomenal and has picked it up at the plate towards the latter end of the season. Coming into last game, batting .333 on the year. He's pretty much a solid base hitter. You know, advanced guys get himself over on first base.
And that's the type of team Averett is. And there's a swing and a miss. And so there's the second out. And that is going to bring up Christian Dix for the Pacers. Dix, the left fielder. Smithers comes into this game today looking for his 3rd win of the season. He's currently 2-3. Meanwhile, Braxton Lamb getting the start for a piece. Comes in at 1-3. First pitch fastball down and away. Count goes to 1-0. Smithers looking in. Vadano ranging back over.
2-0 count here for Dix.
And that fastball will miss outside, 3-0. And we'll see with a piece in the heart of the lineup if Smithers is still going to try to work the strike zone or just come straight ahead here. The runner on second. 2 outs, though. And that is just a bit above the belt as Dix will work a 2-out walk.
And that brings on Michael Stearns for the Pacers.
Coming to the plate, the first baseman, Michael Stearns.
So 2 outs and 2 runners on. Stearns looking to make something happen. Smithers looking to get his team out of the field here.
And Stern will take a look at a first pitch fastball. That misses. Or excuse me, it's actually over. Count goes to 0-1. Runners going. That ball is hit foul. Hutchins will give chase, but he'll let it go out of play.
So 0-2 count early for Stern.
And Eddie right here, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners will be going on contact, so base hit scores 1. Extra base hit probably scores 2. Of course, Smithers not thinking any of that as Hutchins is set up a little bit on the inside, and that's going to give Stern a base the hard way as he will take that one to his back.
So Tyler Tilson will step to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 outs on the board.
We've seen Averett's pitching staff, though, work out of jams all season, and Smithers will look to work out of this pickle right here that he finds himself in, facing Tilson, the Pacers' 6th batter. And that ball is fouled off left side over Averett's dugout for strike 1. Tommy Scolpini and Jimmy Floyd are your umpires for today's game. Scolpini behind the plate, Floyd out in the field. Eddie, 2 well-known names in the Danville, Pennsylvania County baseball circuit.
The 0-1 count here for Tilson. Again, he does have bases loaded.
Hutchins set up on the outside, and that one is going to get away from him. And Peyton will come in to score on the wild pitch. And William Peace out to an early 1-0 lead. It sounded like it might have hit his glove, but it was over his head. Yeah.
And Tilson skies this one up towards left field. And it's going to hit the ground and land foul. And Davin, we saw William Peace last game with 2 outs on the board really bring some runs in and make something happen with 2 outs. But Smithers desperately trying to get his team out of the field here.
Well, and that's the mark of a good team, is being able to hit timely hitting when you have runners on, especially bases loaded situation. 2 outs really takes a lot of steam out of your opponent. Averett, though, as we saw, they do have the sticks to string together a rally. Came close against the Pacers in the last one. That ball is hit down to Vadano at second on a 1-hop. Vadano fields, fires over to Tickle. There's the 4-3 ground out, and the inning is over. So William Peace picks up a run on 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 batter hit by pitch, and the bases left loaded. So Averett will get its first chance to strike back coming up when we return here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome back here to the Averett Sports Network. And Owen Fulton Field, Kyle Fadano leading things off for the Cougars, who trail 1-0. Kyle Fadano will be leading things off. He will be followed by Neil Hutchins. Third baseman Matt Tuggle batting in the third spot. First baseman Bradley Tickle batting cleanup. Shortstop Nick Taylor getting the nod in the fifth spot. Smithers hitting in the sixth spot. Then Nick Winston in the seventh hole. Matt Wall in the eighth spot. And Zach DeCarlo rounds out at number 9. Braxton Lamb on the hill today for Peace. Taking a look at some of his warm-ups here. He's got an impressive fastball. Also has a nice breaking piece. And Eddie really almost we were talking about it before the game, almost looked like he was throwing maybe a cut fastball or a two-seamer in there. Looking at the movement on it.
And Vedano, sorry about that. If Vedano can get on base, he's really a headache for any pitcher because not only is he a threat to steal, but any single could turn into a double or triple for Vedano.
That's it, and Vedano also doing a great job with that last pitch, taking it, but that one right there was over, and he will go down on a called third strike to kick things off.
Number 3,
Neil Hutchins, who we mentioned earlier, is a very solid base hitter at the plate.
And a good defensive catcher, too. So we've seen him make some impressive blocks.
And Hutchins will send this one out towards left field. It's going to be hauled in by Christian Dix.
And not bad right there. If Hutchins could have maybe sent that one to the gap a little bit more, that's at least 2.
Coming to the plate for the Cougars, number 31, Matt
Brings on
Tuggle.
veteran Cougar Matt Tuggle up to bat.
And
Tickle usually bat back-to-back, the veteran Cougars.
And one thing about Tuggle, whenever you see him up there on the on-deck circle, you can tell he's determined and ready to go, but he's also very loose, always keeps a smile on his face. First pitch fastball misses at about the letters. So Tuggle working ahead early, 1-0 with 2 outs.
Tuggle will send this one out to center field. And hauled in by Nathan Holt for the Pacers.
So Averett down 1-2-3 in the first. They do get they do put the ball or the bat on the ball, get a couple of connections, but unfortunately hit right at the Pacers outfield, hit right at Dix and Holt. So we're through one full. William Peace with a 1-0 lead. We'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network.
Number 27, Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to Owen Fulton Field. Nick Tilley leading things off. The Pacers catcher facing Smithers. First pitch. And fastball outside part of the plate. It just misses a 1-0.
And Smithers, with a 4.86 ERA, got 12 appearances with 33 innings pitched and 24 total strikeouts on the year as that ball is fouled over towards Tuggle.
And Eddie, you've got two experienced pitchers down there in Bailey and Jordan Quinn. So the 1-1, that one is hit foul back behind the plate on the right side. Gets up on the hill here at Owen Fulton Field, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Smithers played a little bit of it all here. He's played center, played left, he's pitched. And that one looked good up here, but Scolpini says a little bit on the outside. Count goes to 2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Tilley. And that pitch misses, 3-2. Fastball that got away from Smithers a little bit. Full count delivery. And that ball is hit down to short. Taylor makes the play, fires over, but an error on the play.
And I'll tell you what, a good job by Taylor, even though the ball didn't get all the way there. He slid as he went to pick that ball up. His back foot slid out from up under him, but was able to reset his feet quickly and shoot that ball over. But just a bad connection at the tail end of that throw.
Well, and it's never easy having to fire a rocket over to the other side of that field anyway, and especially when you got somebody as quick as Tilley down there. That's going to bring up Hogan now. Trey Hogan, William Peace's second baseman. And first pitch fastball in the dirt, kicks up a little bit of chalk. Of course, Eddie, another ground ball to short. You hope will set up the 6-4-3 double play. Pickoff move back over to first. Tilley diving in. He's back in safely. (1-0) and a ball hit down to short. 6-4. And the throw a little bit to the left. Looked like Hogan might have been able to beat that one out. They will give it an error. But in the meantime, Averett does get the 1 out. And they also had the double play set up again.
Bringing on Nathan Holt out from center field.
And first pitch just a little bit below the knees.
And it looked like that one might have been good, but again, we're not the umpire, so it's
It
not
was-
our call to make.
It was down there around the stirrups. So Smithers with that breakneck pickoff move. But Hogan back in. And another ball hit down to third. There's one, and a nice slide there from Hogan. Coming in, upending Vedano a little bit, breaking up the double play. That was almost guaranteed. Vedano doing a great job of getting over there and covering, as that ball was hit between the third baseman, Tuggle, and Taylor. So they'll get the out on the 5-4 ground out.
And, that was almost a 5-4-3 double play. You wanted a back-to-back opportunities for double plays there. But Vedano taking a tough slide, but he's right back up, speaking to that toughness we were talking about earlier.
And he is. He really has made some great plays over here at short. He's got a lot of range to him. Of course, the arm injury suffered last year encouraged Drew Bailey to move him over to second this year to prevent him having to make that long, deep throw over to first. So the 1-0 coming in from Smithers. 1 on, 2 outs. And that ball is sent out to left field. It hugs the line. A little bit of a slow roller once it actually got down. Here is the relay throw off the glove of Taylor.
And the Cougars, early on, we're seeing a little bit of sloppy play on the infield. A couple of drop balls here and there and missed throws. Allowing some runners to get past. That brings on Justin Torres for the Pacers.
And Peyton will pick up his second hit and as many at-bats as he gets the RBI double down the left field line. Third base coach for William Peace doing a great job of recognizing that ball deadening a bit out there. And there's a pickoff throw over to third. Nothing will happen, and there's another run scored.
And Davin has what we just talked about, a little bit of sloppy infield play, getting William Peace around the bases again, making it 3-0 here early on. And, I mean, it's not really William Peace doing as good as more as it is Averett just kicking themselves in the butt.
Well, and you got to give them credit on those relay throws like that. Not exactly the easiest thing in the world right there. And I think maybe on that play it would have been maybe a little bit better just to not try to cut that throw off, maybe just let it go into home. That ball is hit foul off the right side.
So 2-2 count here for Torres.
Little excuse me swing back to Taylor. Taylor fires over to Tickle, and that's going to do it, but not before Peace picks up 2 runs on 1 hit. So we move on to the bottom of the second. William Peace 3-0. We'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Bradley Tickle leading off the bottom of the second for the Cougars. It will be Tickle, Taylor, and Smithers guaranteed at bats here this inning.
Number 15, Bradley Tickle.
Bradley Tickle, the Cougars' only left-handed hitter this year, at least in the starting lineup, and he will send a ball down to short. That is going to kick off the glove of Torres, and Tickle is on with a leadoff error. through the left side.
So that brings on Nick Taylor, the shortstop, who made a couple of good plays over there past 2 innings.
And Torres was always going to have a tough play on that, as he had to make that play backhanded and not only pick it up and then transfer over and get the throw.
Taylor, 15 hits on the year.
Taylor showing bunt early there, but he will pull back. Count goes to 1-0. So the 1-0 coming in from Lamb. And that is a bunt down to Lamb. And Lamb will throw over for the 1-3 sack bunt.
So that brings on Dallas Smithers, who's on the mound today. And Smithers, as we mentioned for Verdano, is a headache for pitchers if he can get over on base. Smithers with 1 out on the board and Tickle over on second. Pitch comes in. First one a strike.
Smithers came down from D2 UVA Wise. And that ball is sent out to center field. It's going to be shallow. Ball drifting over really more into right center. Tickle unable to advance.
So now walks up center fielder Nick Winston for the Cougars. And he does have Bradley Tickle over on second.
And they're giving Winston a little bit of room out there to work with in right center. Also giving him some room to work with down the lines in left and out and right. First pitch misses high and outside, 1-0. We'll see here if Winston can square up on one, and that's exactly what he does. Sends it back up the middle. They will hold Tickle at third, but Averett now with runners on the corners with 1 out. Thanks to Winston's single, or excuse me, 2 outs.
So now comes out right fielder Matt Wall with Tickle on third base.
Going to the plate, number 1.
And Winston over on first.
So let's see what Wall can do as Peace finds itself in a bit of a jam. Averett trying to knock the lid off the pickle jar here and get on the board. Lamb checks on Winston at first. Here's the first pitch. And chopper back up the middle. And that is going to be Torres having a little bit of trouble fielding it. Tickle comes in to score, and it's now 3-1.
That's Torres' second so far this game, where he's kind of botched a ball coming towards him. But
well, Eddie, there are very few things when that ball takes that skip and those little 2 hoppers like that, and especially when you hit it like Wall did, where he squared up, got the main part of the barrel on it, and then on top of that, having to range to your left and a swing and a miss there by DeCarlo. So runners on first and second now with 2 outs. as Tickle came home to score on the error at short. And DeCarlo had a nice cut at that one, but don't think that one was ever in the strike zone. Count goes to no balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Bottom of the second. Averett 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors. Peace 3 runs, 2 hits, 1 error. And DeCarlo takes a crack at it, had a good swing, just unable to get anything going on it. And that's going to do it here. But Averett does manage to pick up 1 to cut its deficit down to 2 as we move to the top of the third here on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Averett Sports Network. Owen Fulton Field. We are kicking off the top of the third, and it will be Allred at the plate. William Peace's third baseman. He is 0 for 1, struck out swinging his last time up, and he is going to send one high in the air. Drifting over behind the bag, Taylor is there for the first out.
And a good job of Taylor to track it down and watch out for the base.
And
he might have been able to catch a foot on the base there, but luckily he didn't.
And Eddie, one thing that I've seen a whole lot of here lately, whether it's either been out here at Averett or some of the high school games at work, is the wind really playing tricks on infielders. And that one just kind of kept blowing it closer and closer to first base, but Taylor doing a good job of sticking with it. Smithers' first pitch to the backstop.
I'll tell you what, this guy, Christian Dix, is a big guy. He's 6 foot tall, but he's a very big guy. It's like if he can get a hold of a ball, he might be able to send it deep.
Well, and Dix took a walk his last time up. He will foul that one off to even the count. So Dix with no official at bat yet, as he took the walk his last time up. Stern is on deck. 1-1. Not a bad idea there with location by Smithers, but just needs to bring it up a bit. Count goes to 2 balls and a strike. 2-1. Yeah, that ball is
a piece of that one and sends it backwards. A 2-2 count for Allred. 1 out on the board.
When Smithers can get that changeup down or can get that fastball down in around the knees, it's hard to get anything on it. So Taylor busy out there so far this inning.
And again, I think his foot slid in the dirt again, and he wasn't able to gather his footing in time before Dix could get over to the bag. So Dix makes his way over to first base with Stern on the plate.
Stern took base on a hit batsman his last time up. So once again, no official at bat for Stern. The game plan here for Smithers is definitely a strikeout or a ground out. And he will not need any right there as Smithers, that breakneck pickoff move over to Tickle.
And what a move. That's that chemistry we were talking about between Smithers and Tickle over there on the mountain at first. The pickoff move works to put 2 outs on the board, and now Stern pretty much he doesn't have any runners on, nothing really to work with 2 outs up.
Smithers so quick, so fluid with that move over there, and just really caught Dick sleeping. 1-0. Fastball just a little bit low. Count goes to 2 balls, no strikes. So we'll see how big that pickoff looms here. As Peace is now down to its last out in the inning. Up by 2.
2-0 count for Stern. And Stern sends this one out to right field. And it's going to be hauled in by Matt Wall out there for the 3rd out of the inning. And Davin scored 3-1. Cougars are able to not let William Peace cross the plate any that inning. So let's see if they can get the bats rolling here at the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And we will definitely see. We've got Winston, Wall, and DeCarlo coming up when we come back. Or no, excuse me, we got the top of the order coming up when we get back here on the Averett Sports Network.
So we're back here with Kyle Vadano starting things off for the Cougars.
Kyle Vadano.
And here's the first pitch coming in from Lamb to Vadano in the dirt.
Almost getting back there towards the umpire.
Dangerous job umpiring, Eddie. Don't exactly have the best benefits in the world either, so just kind of got to hope and pray you don't take one to any major body part. 1-0 in there.
2-0 or 1-1 for Vadano.
Vadano, Hutchins, and Tuggle due up this inning. Vadano choppered down to third. Ball is bobbled there by Allred, but with Vadano's speed, I think he's probably beating that one out anyway.
And I was going to say the exact same thing. Vadano might have been able to either beat it out or come extremely close to beating it out. Either way, so Neil Hutchins up to bat with no outs on the board, and Vadano, he may be on first, but he's somewhere on second or third.
Well, and you know, really, Eddie, going back to that last play with Vadano, if that ball is hit a little bit deeper, maybe back to third, and the third baseman doesn't have to come in and charge like that, maybe give an error. But Vadano always going to beat that one out. First pitch misses inside. Hudgens flew out to left his first time up, put a pretty good bat on the ball, just right to Dix. So here comes the 1-0 from Lamb. And we've actually got a quick time on the court. And Eddie being in March Madness mode now. I don't know if you remember this or not, but Chris Webber's famous timeout that he didn't have back in the, I believe it was 94 finals. Pickoff moved back to first. Vadano in safely.
And speaking of some crazy March Madness, Davin, how about UConn's women's basketball team against Notre Dame's women's basketball team last night? What a game.
It was, and not used to seeing UConn lose, but chopper down to first. That is a nice play there by
And
the Pacers.
3-4-3 double play. Or the first baseman's going to drop it on the back end, so Noah Hutchins will stay safe over on first base.
Coming to play for the Cougars, number 31, Matt Tuggle.
So that'll bring up Matt Tuggle. Flew out to center his last time up. So here comes the first offering. And that pitch is high and in. Count goes to 1-0. Tuggle at the plate. Bradley Tickle would hit next, if Averett can keep the inning alive. The 1-0 fastball in and around the knees, outside part of the plate. Good location, 1-1. Lamb almost using GPS on that pitch right there, Eddie. So a little lazy pickoff move there by Lamb, back to first, just to try to keep Hutchins honest. One.
Tuggle taking a big swing at that ball there, but just barely missing. So 1-2 count for Tuggle.
And if that ball had been just a few more inches to the right, we've got a tie ball game, as I think Tuggle could have given that one a ride. And good job to lay off a tough pitch, and it will get called a third strike.
That brings on Bradley Tickle
First baseman.
to bat with 2 outs, and Hutchins over on first.
Tickle had a good first game, picking up 3 hits.
Hutchins 5 for 6 for stolen bases on the year coming into this game.
So Tickle reached on a error by the shortstop his last time up. Later came around to score on another error by the Pieces shortstop.
And Tickle taking a big swing at that one.
So the 0-1 coming in. Tickle had a stellar career over at Danville Community College, about 10 minutes up the road from here, before coming over as a transfer student to Averett. And he represents a dangerous bat for opponents. Worked a 1-1 count here with 2 outs and a runner on first. Good eyes. That was a tough pitch from Lamb. Just missed on the outside. Lamb coming in at 6'3" out of Lewisburg, North Carolina.
3-1 count for Tickle.
Senior right-handed pitcher. Lamb has pretty much been here since the start of Peace's baseball program, which has just been within the last 4 or 5 years. 3-1, fouled right back to the backstop. You can always tell the seasoned vets out here, Eddie, because they will remain motionless when those balls go back to the backstop like that. So Tickle working with a full count. 2 outs and a runner on. And he will get one off his fist there down the third base side. Foul. And Eddie, there's one thing that I've noticed a lot in baseball across all boards. You're having a lot of batters sitting there looking with 2 strikes, and it's one thing. And if there's any question about that, whether that ball is in the strike zone or not, you got to go after it. Rather go down swinging and missing than just getting frozen. And Tickle doing a good job of fighting that pitch off a few seconds ago. Lamb will get the glove on it. Underhand toss over to Stern. And that's going to do it for the third. So Averett ends up leaving a base runner stranded. So we move to the top of the fourth. Peace still in front, 3-1. We'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Averett Sports Network and Owen Fulton Field, as we are getting ready to start the top of the fourth. Tilson at the plate. And first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Hutchins moving to the outside part of the plate. Smithers delivers, but just barely misses again. And Tilson has worked a 2-0 count here to start off the top of the fourth. Tilson grounded out to second his last time up.
He fouls that one up over Averett's dugout.
Tilson, Tilley, and Hogan due up in the inning for the Pacers.
And that one up over the head of Tilson. Count 3-1 as the wind is picking up a bit here.
Three one. And not bad location there by Smithers, but it will miss. And Tilson will take a walk to lead things off here in the top of the fourth. And that is going to bring up Tilley, who reached on a error his last time up. Smithers' second walk of the day. And first pitch swung on and missed by Tilley for strike one. So, Eddie, we've seen Averett. They do have the sticks to battle back and get back in this game. Not that they're out of it in the first place. Only a 2-run difference.
We've saw the past two games, the Cougars latter innings able to bring the game back to within 2 runs, but not able to finish the game off in the 9th inning. But the Cougars definitely looking to stay closer, take the lead so that they're not in that type of situation in this game.
The 0-1 swung on and missed as Tilley gives Smithers a gift there. As he went swinging on a pitch that would have been ruled ball 1. But Smithers will take it, and he gets ahead 0-2.
And Tilley struck out there, caught looking on the last one.
And so that's going to bring up Trey Hogan. Reached on a Averett error his last time up, came around to score. And Smithers back to first to Tickle, but Tilson back in time, though. First pitch over for a called strike 1. So Eddie Smithers, no doubt, would love to have a strikeout here, but I think right now he is thinking in. Pickoff move back over. And the throw actually beat Tilson back, but it was just a little bit too far in front of Tickle, who had to come off the bag.
And Hogan gets a piece of that one, sends it foul. Giving Chase's Tickle, and he's able to get a hold of it. And a good job of Tickle to catch the ball and snap his head around, make sure the runner was still on first and not playing any games over there. So 2 outs on the board now for Hogan. Or, for
Holt.
Holt.
For Nathan Holt. Holt grounded out to third his last time up.
Now batting number 15, Nathan Holt.
And on a play like that, sometimes is what you'll see. You'll see a coach maybe have his runner kind of teetering back and forth, maybe trying to get the other team to think he's going to try to go on and try to force a bad throw or a hurry throw, but wouldn't have been much point to it there as that ball was hit right back over into foul territory on the first base side.
Do I have to do the finish the dash thing at the end?
Smithers looking in. And that ball is hit well out into center field. It is slicing a little bit, but nothing Winston can't handle, and he's under it. So Smithers will get the Pacers to strand a runner in the top of the fourth. We move to the bottom half. Peace in front, 3-1 here on the Averett Sports Network. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Chase McKinney.
So we've got McKinney leading things off here.
McKinney playing well at shortstop the past few games. First pitch in for a strike.
I just want to make sure because I know I was saying Taylor at short. So McKinney making his first plate appearance of the game.
Pitch takes it to 0-2 for McKinney.
And
he's going to send that one over to third base, but third baseman Alec Allred not able to handle it. So McKinney will walk his way over to first base, and Smithers will step up to the plate.
And we've now seen one from Vadano hit down at third base, and now one from McKinney that they have turned into base hits, and it's just further proof. Just make contact, get some aluminum to the ball, and hopefully you can send it out.
One thing coaches always tell their baseball players is no matter where you hit it, keep your head down and focus on getting to the bag. Dig it out every time you hit the ball. And, like the one with Vadano, if he doesn't dig it out, it's probably thrown out over at first. But, these guys do a very good job of sprinting to the bag every time they make contact.
Well, you get your head down, run on your toes. You're right, Eddie, and that's how you get the speed. So the 0-1 coming into Smithers. Smithers had a home run cut on that last one, pickoff move. McKinney sliding head first back in safely, though. Oh, 1. McKinney going. And the throw is in plenty of time, and McKinney is nailed down, trying to steal second. I think he just got a little bit of a late start there until he fired over a nice ball to get the out and to erase the leadoff hit there by the Cougars. Smithers flew out to right center his last time up. Facing a 1-1 here right now. And that one misses low for ball 2. And Smithers hits that ball well, but it is right at Torres, who's there to make the play. So that will bring up Winston now. Had a single to center his last time up. He, along with McKinney and Badano, responsible for 3 of Averett's 4 hits.
Winston doing a good job out in center field these past 2 games. And he's going to send one over to second base. He'll be thrown out at first.
So we are through 4. About halfway home here at Owen Fulton Field. Peace still holding on to a 3-1 lead. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Owen Fulton Field as we enter the top of the fifth inning. William Peace with a 3-1 lead right now.
So Easton Payton up to bat.
Payton 2 for 2, single to left center, has an RBI double down the left field line, and also scored a run. And he will take a first pitch ball there.
And he fouls that one back over our heads in the press box.
So Payton right now doing his job. And Eddie, the first 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 guys on any baseball team, they're called table setters. Trying to set up really 1-2 spot guys. And he's going to drop a bunt down the left field line. Let's see if he can use the speed. Smithers with a rocket over to first. Gets back to Tickle. Gets past Tickle. And Payton is running it around. He's going to make it over to third.
They're going to send him
But they're
back
going
to
to send him
second.
back to second. The ball got stuck in the tarp over there on the right side. So they're going to give that a throwing error. Hit and a error. That is Payton's third of the day. So that was always going to be a tough play, as Payton did a great job of going the other way with that bunt, getting it down on the left side. Slowed it just enough where it was more playable for Smithers, but almost really right between Smithers and Hutchins. Pitch in the dirt. Smithers is going to ask for a new ball. He will get his request. 2-0. No outs. Payton on second for Torres, who has a sac bunt back to Smithers and has struck out swinging.
And he's got a 3-0 count now. With Payton over on first. Or on second, excuse me.
Torres 0 for 1 thus far. And he will work a walk. So Torres, even though he has been to the plate 3 times now, just one official at bat.
So that will bring on Alec Allred.
He has struck out and popped up to short. Allred with a chance to break things open here for Peace in the top of the fifth. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And Allred showing bunt. Pulls back, ball 1.
I mean, with no outs, a good bunt would be something that they're looking for if you're a Peace fan. Definitely something you're looking for.
Well, and Allred not so much trying to reach base with that, but trying to get Averett to make another snap decision, hopefully force the error. And that ball is hit down to short. That will get off the glove of McKinney. And there's a run. So an RBI single for Allred.
And like you said, and Torres takes off to third. And with the ball to McKinney, like you mentioned earlier, it's so hard. The ball takes those skips, especially in that shortstop area. The ball takes those unexpected skips. So you're trying to predict where the ball is going to be, and it takes an unexpected hop, and next thing you know, ball's up over your head.
Well, and really on that play right there, McKinney was always going to have a hard time trying to get an out, but you're still hoping to keep the ball in the infield and hoping to keep Payton over there out on the base pass instead of letting him get back to the dugout. But a great job there, too, to get a glove on it. That ball is hit in the air drifting back to center. But in the meantime, a run will come home, and it's now a 5-1 ball game.
Now batting number 19, Michael Stern.
And that'll bring up Michael Stern, who has been hit by a pitch and has flown out to right thus far. So already the RBI single to make it 4-1, and then Dick's coming through with a sacrifice fly to center to make it 5. So good job of Winston, though, to stay with that ball out there as it kept on charging back. Looked like the wind got hold of it. Doing a good job to stay at home and make a nice play. 1-0. And that one looked good from up here, but it is ruled a ball. And Hutchins out to have a talk. It's a beautiful day here today at Owen Fulton Field. Breeze has picked up a little bit from earlier. But given all the weather and all the craziness that we've seen here in the last month or so, Eddie, I mean, we had, 4 inches of snow last week. And there's a shot right back to the hot corner on the left. Hot corner down at third, unable to get a glove on it, but does a great job to.
And visually, it looks like an easy catch to make. Just hold your glove up. But, I mean, that shot is coming off the bat. It's like a laser coming off the bat, trying to stop it. Once it hits your glove is the problem, and Tuggle had that issue there.
And so
Got to bring on Tyler Tilson. Went out on the board, 2 runners on.
Tilson 0 for 1, has grounded out to second, has a walk, and that ball just foul. That was extremely close there. It looked like it might have stayed in play from up here in the press box, but umpire Jimmy Floyd and Tommy Scolpini deciding got foul. That's a big break. That's at least one more run for Peace, if that's ruled fair. And that ball is fouled back against the backstop. Count goes to 0-2.
You got to think a grounder to McKinney right here is probably what Averett's looking for. That's their best option.
Well, really best option right here is a strikeout. Try to get that second out after some of the struggles that Averett has had in the field today. But you're right, Eddie, definitely 6-4-3 double play. Gets him out of this with only 2 runs, and that ball is hit through the right side. Vedano makes a great diving effort there, unable to do so. And Tilson's first hit will bring in a run. So Drew Bailey heading out to have a talk on the mound, and it looks like he's going to go to the bullpen. So Smithers will get relief, and he will come in. He will stay in the game to hit as DH, but we're going to take a quick break here on the Averett Sports Network, but we'll be back here in just a second, so keep it locked.
And so we're back with Lementia on the mound for the Cougars. Smithers will stay in as the designated hitter.
At the plate, number 27, Dave Tilley.
And Tilley will come in to bat for William Peace. Hutchins, a good job of staying in front of that ball there as it got away from him for a little bit. Swing and a miss from Tilley there. Lementia works to count to 1-1. Lementia gives him another strike, so 1-2 is the count for Tilley. And another swing and a miss will send Tilley back to the dugout. And now we'll bring on Trey Hogan for the Pacers.
Number 6.
And Eddie Trailer and Lementia, both two pitchers that Bailey is high on coming in, and it speaks a lot about both of their breaking balls and their off-speed stuff. And we saw Lamentia's off-speed pitch right there and got the out.
Hogan fouls that ball off the top of his bat.
Hogan has reached on there, scored a run, and fouled out. Hit one over, had that play that Tickle did a great job of ranging to his left, running over into foul territory and making the catch.
And he will send that one out to left field. And it looks like that may score a run, but they're going to throw. Runner gets thrown out at third, but not before they can put another run up. So a 4-run inning by the Pacers.
And so we move on to the bottom of the fifth. 7-1 ball game. We'll be right back here on the Averett Sports Network.
Died. I was so young, so I thought that because he was just announced he was going to a movie before that, so I thought that talking about taking his death was going to be like this opening was going to be like a thriller, and like putting out the cast of the zombie or whatever. Yeah. So I waited like 3 days before I actually realized, okay, he's not coming back. So up to bat will be Matt Wall.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 1, Matt Wall.
Matt Wall showing bunt. So 0-1 count for Matt Wall. One-two count for Wall here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And Matt Wall goes down looking on the inside pitch. So that will bring on Tucker Majetic.
Now batting number 34, Tucker Majetic.
Majetic swinging hard on that one, 1-1 count. Two-one count here, 1 out for Majetic. Majetic laces that one up over William Peace's dugout. 2-2 count for Majetic. And Majetic strikes out. 2 straight strikeouts for the Cougars. And that will bring on Kyle Vadano for the Cougars.
Number 4, Kyle Vadano.
First pitch to Vadano misses. First pitch to Vadano misses 1-0. That second pitch misses in the dirt, so Vadano doing a good job of being a leadoff guy right now. Just trying to get on base with 2 outs. This team trailing 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Chopper down to first, and that is going to skip over the glove of Stern.
And Vadano's going to get the second.
And look at that right there. Not only the great speed there, but
And so that will bring on Neil Hutchins with Vadano on second. And when Neil Hutchins being as solid a player as he is at the plate, if he can send one out to shallow outfield, maybe shallow right field, then he can probably score Vadano.
and Vadano almost looked like a hoverboard right there when he came in on the slide. He slid quite a few feet ahead of second and just came in there. It almost looked like he was floating on air there for a minute. So Hutchins trying to get at least one back here for the Cougars. See what he can do. With 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. And the ball gets past the catcher. I think Vadano thought about going. I think he wanted to go, but I think he also saw that Tilly had located the ball, knew where it was at, and was going to pretty much have him dead to rights, even with Vidano's speed. So 1-0 now coming in. Lamb's still out on the mound. 4 2/3, 1 run, 5 hits. The ball is chopped down to second, and there's a 4-3 putout to end things. So here in the bottom of the fifth, that is. So we go to the top of the sixth. Peace in front, 7-1. We'll be right back on the Averett Sports Network. Well, Mr. Glenn, I think it's time to head on out.
Yeah.
Drew, did you know it's Taylor Cook down there?
So Nathan Holt up for the Pacers here in the top of the sixth inning. And he's going to send that one over to Taylor. Taylor able to field it cleanly and sends it over to Tickle for the easy out. Or McKinney, excuse me.
Coming at the plate, number 20, Easton Payton.
He chops that one over to Tuggle. Able to catch it. And thrown out over to Tickle. And that brings on Justin Torres. And he sends that one out, and McKinney able to get to it. And thrown out over to Tickle. 3 up, 3 down, the Cougars go. And let's see if they can keep that defensive momentum rolling on the offensive end here at the Averett Sports Network.
Tuggle.
So leading off for your Avery University Cougars will be Matt Tuggle here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And a defensive change as Peyton went from right field to left field as Tuggle sends this one out to center field, and second baseman Trey Hogan able to get to it. Well, Kyle Cranmer came in for Christian Dix.
To the plate, number 15, Bradley Tickle.
So Cranmer goes to right field and Peyton goes out to left field. And Bradley Tickle will step up to the plate. Tickle sends the first pitch he sees backwards. He sends that one foul as well back behind him. 0-2 count for Tickle. Pitch comes in high for a ball one. That one in low. 2-2 count for Tickle. Tickle fouls that one up over Averett's dugout. So count remains at 2-2. So Lamb puts that one in the dirt, takes it to a full count, 3-2. Went out on the board. And that pitch in high and Tickle able to watch 4 straight balls. And he takes a walk over to first base. Chase McKinney steps up to the plate now for the Cougars.
Number 16, Chase McKinney.
McKinney reaches for that one, sends it foul up over Peace's dugout. Oh, 1 pitch. And McKinney sends that one out to right field. And that's going to advance Tickle and put him on first. And that brings on Dallas Smithers for the Cougars.
At the plate for the Cougars, number 2, Dallas Smithers.
Pitch outside, 1-0 count. 2-0 count now. Smithers watches that strike go by him. He does have 2 runners on and 1 out. 2-1 is the count. Smithers skies this one up towards right field, and it hits the grass. So Smithers will stay alive. So full count here for Smithers with 1 out, 2 runners on. So Smithers will walk his way over to first base, and Nick Winston will step up to the plate with the bases loaded and just 1 out on the board.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 12, Nick Winston.
Looks like Smithers is shaking his leg. Something in his leg was bothering him, but he looks to be okay as he back on the bag. Winston caught swinging that time. 0-2 count for Nick Winston. And Winston caught looking on that one. Now we'll bring up Matt Wall with the bases loaded.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 1, Matt Wall.
That pitch stays too far inside. 1-0. Matt Wall skies this one up towards right field, and it does land. So he will stay alive at the plate. 1-1 count. That pitch will stay inside. 2-1 count for Wall. Bases loaded. 2 outs on the board. So 3-1 for Wall. And Wall will walk, so that moves the runners over. Tickle will score. And Wall will walk over to first base. That brings on Majetic.
Now back for the Cougars, number 34, Tucker Majetic.
So Majetic with the count up to 1-1. Majetic pops this one up. Out to center field. And Nathan Holt able to haul it in for the Pacers. So the Cougars able to score a run in that inning. 7-2 is the score headed towards the top of the 7th. So all right up to bat for William Peace as they went 3 up, 3 down last inning. First pitch of ball. And 2-0 count for Allred. And he sends that one right up over McKinney.
Kyle Kramer.
Brings on Kyle Cramner for the Pacers after a good hit from Allred. He will sky that one out to left field. And a great catch from Majetic with a nice catch, falling backwards, drifting backwards as well.
19, Michael Stern.
So Michael Stern. First pitch to Stern is a strike. A 1-1 count for Stern. Two one pitch. So Stern with a 3-1 count and runner over on second. Sends that one high up over Peace's dugout. And that ground ball makes its way out to left field. And it does score a run. Brings in Allred. So that brings on number 25, Cullen Sykott.
Pinch hitting for William Peace, number 25, Cullen Sykott. He's going to sky that one up over his own team's dugout. 1-1 is the count. Foul down first base line.
He sends that one up to Vedano. Vedano tags the base and gets the double play. So the Cougars headed towards the bottom of the 7th inning, looking to get momentum rolling again here at Owen Fulton Field. So Kyle Vedano up to bat for the Cougars.
Leading off for the Cougars, number 4, Kyle Vedano.
Vedano skies that one up over the press box. One count for Vedano. Outside pitch called a strike. So Vedano out at the plate. We're on Neil Hutchins for the Cougars.
Number 3, Neil Hutchins.
Hutchins does get a hold of that ball, but sends it down third base line. 1-1 count. Hutchins sends that one foul as well. So 2-2 count for Hutchins. Pitch stays inside, makes it a full count. So Hutchins was walked over to first base. Now we'll bring on Matt Tuggle for the Cougars.
At the plate for the Cougars, number 31, Matt Tuggle.
Tuggle lays off the inside pitch, called a strike. Tuggle chops that one over to third base. And William Peace turns a double play. So the Cougars not able to make anything happen in the bottom of the seventh. We'll bring you to the top of the eighth inning right after this. So Nick Tilley will lead off for William Peace. Also, Austin Ford in the pitch for the Cougars. Ball hit foul, 1-1 count. And he sends this one out towards center field. And and hauled in pretty easily for the first out of the inning. Parker Fernstrom will be pinch hitting
Number 28, Parker Fernstrom.
for the Pacers. So 0-2 count for Fernstrom. Forward with the outside pitch, trying to get him swinging. That pitch too low, 2-2 count. So Fernstrom gets a hold of that one, sends it backwards for foul ball. Ford works it up to a full count. And so he's able to get a hold of it and send it out to center field. Brings on Nathan Holt.
Now batting number 15, Nathan Holt.
Holt watches that first pitch go by for a strike. 0-1 pitch from Ford. And Holt gets a hold of it and sends it out to left field. Majetic not able to get to it in time. That brings on Easton Payton.
Now batting number 20, Easton Payton.
So 1-1 count for Payton. He sends that one out to left field. Majetic's able to bring it down. So 2 outs on the board, runners on third and first. Brings on Aaron George. will pinch hit for Justin Torres.
Pitch hitting for the Pacers, number 4, Aaron George.
Stealing. Strike. Alright, so strike.
So the first baseman still second, and then
He gave him on the air. E2C.
a runner from third came all the way
Yeah.
from home off of the bad throw from home to second. So they score a run.
It's an honor run. So this guy scores.
So wild pitch will advance the runner over to third. 2 outs on the board, and George has a runner on third base.
He's an earned run.
He is now. There's no offense involved. Right. The only area in this inning is that throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have scored on that play. On the wild pitch. So he's now running.
Oh, the runner. The run, the last run is earned. Yeah. I was saying if Holt comes in and scores, he's earned.
Yeah.
1-2 count for George.
Real quick, we just got ourselves a softball series.
Yeah.
Ball popped up. Tickle able to hold on to it for the third out of the inning. So headed towards the bottom of the 8th inning. Score 9-2.
Four is now at short. Can you keep track of the number?
So Bradley Tickle in the hit for the Cougars.
22 came in at first for 19. 24. Is that still the second baseman there?
Tickle trying to dig it out, but the grounder over the shortstop doesn't afford him any room to make anything happen. So this brings on Chase McKinney for the Cougars.
28 still in the game. 28. Came with the 8 hole.
Now batting for the Cougars, number 16, Chase McKinney. Burnstrom, so I don't know where he is. Who did he come in? Okay, he's in second base now.
Is that him?
Yeah, I guess so. It's somebody. No swinging.
McKinney skies this one up towards center field
I'll turn around now.
and hauled in.
Second.
So this brings on Dallas Smithers after the first two batters go down.
Coming to the plate for the Cougars, number 2, Dallas Smithers.
There, we should be good then. Let's see if that's still PH because we. Oh,
Smithers swinging hard there.
49. Tickle.
Ball, and 6-3.
Okay, McKinney.
Okay, then F8.
Okay.
And Smithers swinging and then a look.
So 0-2 count for Smithers. Smithers skies this one up. And that's Tilly able to bring it down. So the Cougars go 3 up, 3 down, headed towards the top of the 9th inning. So Alex Anstead pitching. Tyler Butler out in third base. Martin Nicolay behind the plate. Hunter LaPrelle moves over to third. And Brady Good over on second base for the Cougars. So with all those changes, that brings on Alec Allred for the Pacers.
Yeah, got 5 errors for Averett.
First pitch from Anstead, a strike. 2-1 count. So this ball skied up. Nicolay giving chase, and what a catch by Martin Nicolay. Martin Nicolay gives chase, and what a sliding catch. To catch it over his shoulder. And that brings on number 3, Kyle Cranmer. First pitch inside for a strike.
Now batting number 3, Kyle Kramer.
Swinging and missing. Foul ball. One-two count for Grammer. Nicolay doing a good job of staying in front of it. So Kramer with a full count. And now he will get the walk, so that brings on number 22, Will Dalton.
Now batting number 22, Will Dalton.
Dalton gets a hold of it and sends it foul. Two-one count. And that ball knocked over to center right field. So now batting, number 25, Colin Sykott.
Now batting number 25, Colin Sykott.
One-zero count for Sykott. That pitch just misses that bottom outside corner. Sykott sends that one foul towards Averett's dugout. Three-one count for Anstead, one out on the board. Sykott has two runners on base. He's going to sky this one up towards center field. The ball will be caught for the second out of the inning. So Tilly up to bat now. With 2 outs on the board and 2 runners on. So Tilly looks like he didn't really want to come across. But he did make contact with the ball, so 0-1 is the count as he sent it foul. And he skies this one up. And hauled in pretty easily. So 3 outs for the Cougars. Headed towards the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's see if the Cougars can get something rolling here. The Averett Sports Network. So now pitching for the Pacers would be Cameron High.
39, Tyler Butler.
And so starting things off in the bottom of the 9th inning for Averett will be Tyler Butler. Butler lays off of that pitch, so 1-1 count. Two one for Butler. Butler makes contact and sends it up over Peace's dugout. Two-two count for Butler. Lays off of the inside pitch. So full count for Tyler Butler. He skies this one up towards right field. It's hauled in, so that will bring on Tanner Bradshaw for the Cougars. Bradshaw gets a hold of the first pitch he sees and sends it down the third base line for a foul ball. Two-one count now for Bradshaw after that ball was low and away. Bradshaw snags that one out to center field. Well, like it might have had enough to carry, but hauled away. And this would be number 34, Tucker Majetic, up to bat. Majetic gets a hold of a ball and chops it down third base line, but he rolls foul, so 1-1 count. One count for Majetic. Lays off, takes the ball. Three-one count for Majetic. Majetic sends that one down the third base line. Can he dig it out? And he's thrown out, so the Cougars lose it 9-2 off a tough fought battle. I want to thank you for joining us today. We know you could have been a lot more things, but we thank you for joining us watching Averett Baseball on the Averett Sports Network. For everyone in the Sports Information Department, my name is Eddie Glenn. We want to wish you a happy rest of your weekend.